Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
and
in
the
the
City.
City.
I am your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping into this episode of Ready to Love. It is season 8, episode 8. I don't have a title for you.
I ain't
I
got
failed
to.
you. You ain't got it either.
No, I ain't got it. It's called Ready to Love.
It's called Ready to Love. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us, the Shade Squad, and our new viewers. Welcome, welcome. If you haven't already, please, 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 you know what to do. Hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And yeah, guys, let's just hop into it. It's a little late. Son has first day of school tomorrow, so I got to be up early myself. So y'all know how that's going to go. All right. So let's get into it and let's get shady. So Tommy sits down with the Elite Six, as he's calling them. And he says that he knows that, we are often not honest with ourselves. So he's asked them to introduce their best friends to their connections. And then I also noted Tommy is also real focused on Lee's leg being out. Sir, you are very married.
You've been focused on Lee for a minute now.
Right.
On Lee.
Right.
Lee is hot though.
She is hot, but what was I saying? I'm gonna just need you to observe. You doing a lot. You doing a lot. He gotta make a comment it seemed like every episode.
But you know what though? It's so funny because I thought about it when I watched the episode, but then I was like, but then his wife will be wrong if she says something because he's a comedian. That's his job.
Okay. If that's what you want to go with. But what did you say? But me in my house, you'll get your ass kicked. So Katrina, I'm sorry, Katarina, her whole name. Katarina has brought her friend Allie, who is an interesting character. And they do a corny little alley cat intro as Phil arrives. Now, Phil's like, please don't do that again. So Phil basically says that what made him gravitate towards Kat is that, he likes the laughter between the two and it allowed him to open up more and more.
I'd have been like, so what am I, a comedian?
You in this comedian.
Like, that's it? The laughter? What? Sir, that's all you got for me?
They always say you want somebody that can make you laugh. So
but that's all you got? The laughter?
And she's beautiful, of course. So she asked him if he's going to be able to.
All right, Chris.
Right. He asked if she's going to be able to handle the level of communication that Kat requires. Phil is trying to call Kat out for not responding to a text, only for Kat to pull her receipts, and he realizes that he didn't respond back to her. So Herbert then joins them on the date. Allie asks him if he feels awkward with his competition being there, and Phil says they're more allies than anything. Now, Allie asks Allie asks Herbert what separates him from the other guys, and he lets it be known exactly like she said, because he's Herbert. Duh. I said, well, I guess that was a very confident answer.
That's a very generic. Everybody says that because it's me, because I'm different. So is everybody else.
So Phil says he likes to think outside the box and do things to make the relationship grow. And I said, okay, that's, I guess, a cute answer. And then Allie, and what I got from this is neither one of them really have a connection with her. And I don't see it for any of the two at the table. So Allie asked Phil about kids and what happens if Kat just happens to fall pregnant. And will he be able to take care of her? And I just love that terminology. You just fall pregnant.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Phil says he would, but he wouldn't want to rob the world of her beautiful brain. And I said, that's a no, sir. Mm-hmm. So Phil leaves to go get his son from school. And he said he likes Allie and Kat's vibe and, thought they were fun. Herbert says, and he liked, what is it? He liked the laughter. Herbert has questions of his own for Allie. He asks her why Kat is single, and she tells him it's because she hasn't met anyone on her level yet. So he feels like that's like a very, generic answer.
I'd be like, oh, like the one you gave me?
Right. So then he asks what she thinks Kat needs. She said she needs somebody that's secure and secure in their future. She means secure in their bag. That is what she means.
Mm-hmm.
And I love you, Kat, but that's what you give.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's what she needs. So they have a little back and forth. He thinks she's withholding, and she thinks, him and Allie just have this. It's not really cute. And she basically thinks he's not reading between the lines because, yeah, she wants a future. So your money better be right. I don't think she really cares about kids at this point. She just wants to live the soft life. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Now, then she asks Herbert, who his top connections are. He says Lee, Janelle, and Kat. Where did this come from? Last week it was Kira, Janelle, and Kat. Now I guess Kira's gone, so you've moved Lee into the position.
He actually said Kira was a top connection for him.
And remember, because she was like, "Am I in that top 3?" Because he was.
Okay, he said it to Kira.
Now I didn't believe it.
Okay, yeah, I think he was just saying it.
Okay, but let's talk about it. Where the hell is Lee's name coming from?
Because remember when they did the little boxing thing, or not the boxing thing, like the little thing in the gym, he thought like they kind of had a connection. Now I don't know what's happened since there, but I definitely don't think Kira was one of them.
Do better. So Herbert
I don't think Kira was anybody's top connection.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying with the like storylines and making people and all of us, it's not making sense. It's not flowing. There's no continuity in this. So Herbert wasn't really feeling a friend, but thinks he and Kat got to know each other more, but thinks he and Kat got to know more about each other. Allie says she likes Phil's extrovert energy and thinks he's better for her. Kat thinks her connection with Phil is stagnant because he's not applying pressure, and Allie feels like Herbert basically doesn't know what he wants.
And he's the ladies' man. I think we heard that from the beginning. Somebody said that.
Sierra called that out.
Sierra. Okay, so Aries, this child understood the assignment, okay? She is going to introduce Phil and Cutie Pie Chris to 2 of her friends. She said her guy friend Lacey and her homegirl Stephanie. So Stephanie asked, what is it about Aries that you like? Chris said her calm and peaceful aura. And she does kind of give that vibe. Yes. Phil said he loves that she loves Bay Area music. I'd have been like, can you get up and leave?
Tell me when to go.
I'd have been like, can you get up and leave, please? You are dismissed. Lacey wants to know how they feel about being with an ambitious woman. Phil said he loves it because, he's still striving for greatness. And, after explaining all his endeavors, it's really given he's not quite there.
He hasn't found it yet.
He's still trying to figure it out. And it really sounds like he needs help with that. That's really what it's given. Stephanie wants to know how Chris feels that a household should be run. He said that he believes it's ultimately up to the man to financially provide. And he said, a lot of people are not in a position to do that, but he is. Oh, that's right. But he said, if she loves her career and that's what she wants to do, then yeah, he's all for it. Let me tell you something. Cutie Pie Chris is already cute to me, but this scene just made him cuter because he was losing me a little bit with his acting.
Oh, he was the crybaby Chris?
But I don't even want to call it crybaby. If he was actually crying, then I would have felt sorry for him. But the acting, the horrible acting at that. But he's back to being, because I ain't gonna lie, all through this, I had him as Chris until we got to the scene, and now he's Cutie Pie Chris again. So after the guys left, they jumped right into it. Stephanie said that she really liked Chris. His answers were a lot deeper, and Lacey feels that, basically he has a vision. And as far as Phil goes, they understand why, you know, she's attracted to him. It's because he has a sense of humor. But as far as job goes, they don't think he can keep up. Now, Janelle brought her friend Quinn of 15 years to meet Quentin and Herbert. She says she is ready for the grilling to begin. Put that baby on a grill. Okay. Quinn barbecue them.
We ain't heard that in a while.
Look, I know when they said the grill thing, and I was like, oh, there you go. So Quinn wants to know if they have any red flags. She said, listen, if any of them ask us, but what we gonna do, we gonna throw this little red little napkin here on the table. Red flag, red flag. I said, oh, good idea. So Herbert, I thought he was already off to a good start. He came bearing gifts. You could clearly
tell Quentin was like, damn.
Quentin did not like that, but he looked like he was taking notes. He looked like he learned a little something.
Yeah, he was like, I missed my mark.
I can respect it. He's like, you know what? All right, homie, I got you. But he learned. So Quinn asked Herbert, what does he like about her? He said she a whole thug. What is up with these answers? You started off good. And then it went downhill.
I don't think he likes anybody there. For real. Not because what it's giving me, he did a little bit for Janelle, but I think he wants her because that's who everybody else wants. But like, when you think about like how they say when a man wants you, he pursues you, like you don't have to question it. Like, you know, when you know, you know. And I feel like he's very much like,
like they said, playing, he's having fun.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So Quentin says she's gorgeous, she's caring, she's driven. And even though she can be a lot for some people, it's not a lot for him. She's so, this boy, see your value, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she was feeling from Quentin. So Quinn asked Quentin, what's his timeline for marriage? And he said, as soon as it can happen. I know Janelle was over there like,
okay.
You ain't bring no gift, but you brought all the right answers, sir. Herbert said, you know, their timeline might differ. You know, he said moving quickly is kind of out of the norm for him. She was like, has the norm worked for you so far?
Right.
So she asked, what characteristics would you like in a woman? He said patience. She threw that red flag on the play. Now I gotta have patience, sir. Look, after the guys left, Quinn said, you know, she really likes Quentin. She said, you know, she really thinks that he believes all the things that, you know, he felt. She just needs it to translate into some more passion. And she said that she can see why she's attracted to Herbert, but you know, she was put off by the things that he said about a woman has to have patience to be with him. She told her that, you know, if she had to choose today, she should choose Quentin. And then if it didn't work out, then end up, you know, going to Herbert. I thought that was some good advice.
It was. I could have that was some good advice. So Lee done brought her friend Muffin to introduce her to Quentin. Now, Quentin wants to know more about Lee. He asked about their friendship and how they met, and apparently they said they met at the club. I was a little confused by that. And then she then goes on to say Lee can turn up, but is not really a partier, and says that she's more of a wife. And I said, okay, I'm just as confused as Quentin. And then Muffin asked how he feels about her being her own brand outside of him. So Quentin says he loves that and thinks a man can support his woman, and that actually shows confidence. I said,
he is basically like, I'm confident, so I'm good with it. I love it.
He must have did some like Mr. Texas pageants or something, because he just got all the answers.
Maybe he just did work on himself.
Okay, well, I ain't mad at it. He did say he did the work because this is what he wants. I'm not
this
mad
is why he don't want no chick still healing and toxic. And
I get it. Go ahead, Quentin. I ain't mad at it. We see you. So Muffin asked if he has the time for Lee because he doesn't look like he does. And I didn't understand where that came from. He says he's in his first year as an entrepreneur, but is a hopeless romantic and loves love, so he will make time. And I said, now Muffin is all fired up. She done completely went left and went off, the trail.
It made me wonder what type of club they met in.
I didn't want to say it. Muffin says she likes everything about Clinton and I'm Clinton. Quentin.
What?
Look, I'm just as bad as Muffin. She likes everything about he done distracted me. She says she liked everything about Quentin. And Quentin doesn't feel like he really got a different side of Lee and still has questions. And Muffin knows Lee likes him, but Lee still isn't clear.
I don't think it really matters. He's on Janelle. I think he's over Lee.
I think he is too. Mm-hmm. And I think too, because it seems like she likes him, but it seems like I will say this, unless it's things that we're not seeing, I don't see her get really deep.
Yeah, he feels like she's closed off.
Mm-hmm. So then we move on to Miss Sierra, which y'all know I love. Hey girl, hey. Sierra is inviting her friends Delton and Olivia to meet Herbert and Morier. Morier arrives first and then Herbert follows. Herbert was even surprised to see Morier there. He's like, what the hell is he doing here? Now, Olivia immediately calls out Herbert and lets him know that she heard he was a ladies' man. Olivia asks what they like about Sierra. And Morier said, obviously her looks, but he also likes that she can stimulate his mind as well. Good job, sir. Good job.
Stimulate your mind, man.
Right. Herbert says she's a lot of fun and they have a great chemistry. It's like electric vibes, Delton asks what they want in the near
future. Surface with everyone.
Right. Delton asks what they want in the near future. Morier says marriage and kids. He ain't trying to be out in these streets forever. Look, did you see? It reminds me of I don't know if you saw the video, A Little Scrappy, and he was talking about how he was in the club the other night, and it was like, oh, if you single, put your hands in the air, and his homeboy hit him, and he was like, I don't like this shit. He was like, I don't like this shit.
Well, he don't like being single?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah. But, so it just reminded me of that. That's what Morier gives. So anyway, Herbert says that he doesn't have a set timeline for marriage or kids and marriage and kids. And, he's just looking to have fun. And
he looked like he got a little nervous when that question came up and Morier gave such a great answer. He's like, damn, why everybody keep on asking this damn question?
Because Morier knows what he wants.
Everybody but Herbert knows what they want. He's like, I was just on a date like this and they was asking the same damn thing. Everybody ready but me.
Right. So Herbert said, I came ready to love.
He came on a whole show to find a girlfriend.
That's what he did. He came ready to love, not ready to propose. So Herbert thinks and I don't even think he's ready to love. I think he was just ready to date. So Herbert thinks that he did well and he enjoyed Sierra's friends. Delton says Morier is marriage material and Herbert is someone she would just have fun with.
He's a fun boy.
Right. Sierra says that Morier stimulates her mind, but Herbert she's more attracted to. I said, well, sometimes you can't let, the stimulation down there be the judgment. You can't. It'll lead you wrong every time.
So Jessica invited her mentee, Nayala.
I couldn't really get the pronunciation of her name. So please forgive us if we butcher it.
I'm going to go with Nayala.
Mm-hmm.
And her friend, Tony. Is it Tony? Because I feel like my phone had it wrong.
No, it was Tony.
Okay. To meet Chris and Morier. So the guys get there. Chris is curious to meet her friends because he wants to know about the company she keeps. Morier came with the gift in hand, but he's nervous because of the whole spirituality conversation. He told her, he's got some cleaning up to do. So he wanted to apologize, but not for who he is or what he does, but for not expressing himself and giving her enough understanding about his spirituality. So she's like, I receive it. Let's move on.
And that was really cute.
I thought so too. Now, Tony asked Chris, okay, if you interested, then you see wife qualities. What are they? First of all, he took forever to answer. He's over there, and then his answer was he's physically attracted to her. You know, these dates really showed who's interested in who. It was so telling. So he said one of the qualities that he does want in his wife is, you know, for them to be able to have conversations in a romantic way. And he felt that she could have reached out more. Nyala said, okay, are you talking about the softer side that you're missing? And he was like, oh, y'all clearly must have been talking. Okay, y'all was clearly talking about this whole situation. So he said that she does have a strong personality. You know, she's a woman of authority. So he's looking for more of like a softer side. Maurier said that he likes the strong side. It's a turn on for him. He said that he's a strong individual and he doesn't like weak-minded people at all. I don't know what that has to do with being weak-minded.
I don't know. This was kind of like
ass kissing.
No, I think it was well, no, I think Maurier likes Jessica. I think he's always liked Jessica. No, I just think for Chris to even be here was just like, because we already know that he's not feeling Jessica and she's not gonna talk in her soft baby voice for him.
Well, she invited him, but I think it was for the friends to get in his ass, honestly.
Okay.
That's what I thought, because I think she already knows that they're not compatible. So she asked him, what does emotional safety mean to you? She asked Maurier this. And he said that he needs to be able to tell someone his nightmares and his dreams. So they asked him, how does he get past the negative? And he said, first of all, it's therapy. You know, he lost his father and he started going to therapy after that because he was in a really dark space. They asked Chris if he does therapy. He said yes, virtually, because he believes everyone needs it. So her friends really appreciated Maurier's depth, and they didn't really get that from Chris. So she agrees with everything her friends are saying, and she thinks that, you know, her and Chris just need to split amicably. We would have thought you already did that.
That was my whole point.
So the ladies met in the we're already at the ladies' lounge.
Mm-hmm. It was a quick episode.
Okay, so the ladies met in the ladies' lounge. Tommy wants to start off with Lee. Lee said her friend Muffin was mesmerized by Quentin's muscles, and she was giving him all types of passes. She didn't get really nothing, and she was like, I guess my connection stays the same because I'm where I left off. Janelle said that for her, that her friend Quinn really liked Quentin, and the way he spoke about her, and she felt that Herbert can't be trusted.
Did you see the way Lee was looking when Janelle said that?
Mm-hmm. Jessica said, on her date, Chris didn't give any direct answers, and when Maurier came in, the energy shifted, and he brought her a gift. So they were Team Maurier. Now, Sierra said her friends believe that Herbert wants Freaknik right now. And Maurier is more husband material. And that's what she needs in her life. But she feeling some type of way that she didn't get no gift. She was like, I'm a queen.
You gotta recognize it when you're in the presence of a queen. Period. What is that? Bow down.
But did you see Jessica's face when she said it?
Mm.
She just kind of like rolled her eyes. Now, Aries said it was the complete opposite for her on her date. Chris was very deep and specific. Look, Jessica was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you ain't the only one that was acting different on your date, okay? And said Phil was the comic relief, and he wasn't deep, and they just like Chris more.
Right.
So basically, Kat says that her friends like Phil's energy, but there was also a lack of communication. So, you know, she doesn't think he's the one. And when Herbert came in, you know, they felt like he couldn't be trusted either. And Allie basically told her to keep on looking. So Tommy wants to know, who they're no longer connected with. And Lee said Phil. Aries said for her it's Morier. Janelle said Herbert. Sierra and Kat also said the same. Jessica said Chris, and Janelle agreed. Tommy let them know before he dismisses them that it's time for them to get real close. He said it's time for you to see, what type of deodorant they use, the toothpaste they use, and you gonna do that on this overnight trip. So after you handle your business today, pack your bags. Okay. It's time for the trip.
So that's gonna be interesting because what? So we got Jessica and Chris are clearly not a thing, but we know everything changes once they get to the house. But clearly, Quentin's gonna have a hard time because he's gonna have to deal with Janelle and Lee. Then you got Jessica and Sierra both going for Morier now that
we already saw the preview for that. We saw the preview for that. Janelle is all over Q. She's not letting it go down with nobody. And now Kat is out here like
and then you got Phil and Chris going for Aries.
Kat is really like an alley cat right now. She is a lost cause. She ain't got nobody.
Yeah,
she's trying to find somebody, and Janelle ain't having it.
Right.
She a stray cat in these streets.
Well, Aries invites Chris out and tells him that the ladies feel that he's not clear or direct, but he's still ready to love. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
That's all
I have.
You're not gonna say who else was in the bottom?
Oh no, I'm gonna say who was it, but did you want to add anything?
No.
Oh, okay. Kat takes Herbert out. He wants to know what a friend said, and she lets him know that they questioned if he was a player. She tells him none of the ladies know where he stands. He gives husband vibes along with player vibes. And Herbert, and basically he's not ready to love. And Herbert feels like that he showed up as his genuine self, and that's all he could do.
He looks sad though. He did.
I'm sure his DMs will be packed and he can play the field as much as he wants to.
And be his little fun boy self.
Right. But yeah, you're not ready to love, sir. You're ready to play in our faces, as most of these people are. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to another review of Ready to Love. If you haven't already, Shade Squad, please, 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 please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and IG. And we will definitely catch you next week for this getaway, which I'm sure, as Nell said, it's going to be messy. I don't know if anything about lovely, but it will be messy. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great week, a blessed week at that. And yeah, be productive, be blessed. Bye-bye.